Hello, everyone. So, for week 8, we are to talk about an individual's narrative during any part of post war America, and especially how this individual played a significant role in our last week's modules. I decided to go with Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart. Um, and through the past discussions, there was a lot of people that discussed about different retail icons that played a huge role in American consumerism. So I decided to keep that theme as well, and this could be of interest that maybe each of us were wanting to have a video upon. Um, so I incorporated a couple of letters that was sent to basically all of Walmart that was from Sam Walton himself, and I found some other secondary sources too that I was wanting to mention. Um, so I wanted to talk about Sam Walton just at the beginning. Of course, his store was founded on July 1st of 1962, along with his brother. They had huge success of some capacity at the beginning before Walmart became official for them. They had different Ben Franklin stores, but they were learning that a lot of variety stores weren't really becoming too well now. It was starting to kind of like fall off, but then supermarkets became like the new norm, or it became the new fad during this time. It was a lot of consumerism during the 1950s and 60s, so they wanted to capitalize on such like that. And throughout like some of the letters that I was reading from, Sam Walton was a very positive individual. He had a vision for himself to go from small to large, as to potentially be a very big consumer, but he probably didn't realize how big it was going to become. So he did mention, especially from much letters that was from the early 1970s, he talked about his success, and he talked about the beginning. He talked about there was an investment of $72,000 when he first began, but from 1962 to the next like 10 years in 1972, he did talk about how they started to expand, where they were about to have additional stores, where they were about to have a total of 57 stores in 5 states within a 10-year span. And that's quite astonishing. And one of the true successes for him was, as he mentioned, that there was a lot of investors. The company was held to the public, and a lot of investors started to invest and start to see his philosophy come to fruition. He did mention some statistics. So sales for 1970 will total between 43 and 44 million dollars, up from 31 million in 1969, for a 42% increase in sales, and hopefully profits will keep on pace. I don't think that he really thought that it was going to become so large and successful. It was until those like 10 plus years that he was just like, oh my gosh, I'm really going to get all this money? So I'm going to have all the success, so that's going to be very important with him. He was very optimistic, but he had basically like 2 goals for himself to help consumers, especially with this. There's 2 things. This is from a secondary source. He was very key on helping the consumer. Like, if I was wanting to go to Walmart, he wants to help me try to make more money. And by doing that, he wants to help me make my money further. So basically helping with those discounts, helping to make prices low. That's going to be something, especially with me today, obviously, that if I was wanting to go to Walmart or Food Lion or anywhere else, I'm just like, I want to try to get something that's good, but I need to make sure to save some money in my bank account, because I don't want to have myself crying over my bank account. So that's one of the biggest things from Sam Walton. He started to realize that he had very big success. Again, I really don't think that he thought about having that type of success for himself. I don't think that he really thought about himself as being that large until those like 10-year span, and that's just, to me, outrageous that it would have became so popular. So that's one of the biggest things from the narrative that I got from him. So he was really committed to the workers, the environment. He was committed to every single aspect within his own stores as well, especially with his letters that he would send out to all of his associates. Um, and I know with his success, I believe like it would have to have come from a lot of the investment that he earned from a lot like from his brother and having his company out by the public. There's a lot of people that are just not able to have that type of success or not really able to branch out. I know with an individual that I interviewed, he likes to keep it local, but you have to have a lot of an investment as an entrepreneur to become successful. And I'll make sure to leave a hyperlink to that video if you would like to see that as well. Of course, Sam Walton is a very interesting individual, and I hope that you find this video to be interesting, and thank you for watching.